And I'm really bummed about losing the Moto Tag. Moto Tag. The Moto Tag from Motorola is the only Find My Device tracker currently available right now for Android that comes with ultra wideband Bluetooth, giving you a direction, or in theory, giving you directions about where that tracker might be when you are looking for it. Unfortunately, in the real world, it's a little bit more complicated. Now, I want to break down what my experience has been using a Moto Tag now for a little over 3.5 weeks. And that's going to start with the volume, or how loud the chime is compared to other Find My Device trackers. This can be really, really important if you're in a dark room, or if you're trying to look for the tracker and you don't have a visual kind of line of sight. Being able to hear where the tracker is can be really helpful in helping you relocate your item. So let's go ahead and give you guys a head-to-head comparison of the Moto Tag versus the other Find My Device trackers that I've been using. Now, as you guys could see, pretty disappointing results if I am being honest. It is definitely not the loudest, and I'd say that's probably tied with one of the quietest, and I will be doing a head-to-head comparison of all of these Find My Device trackers, so make sure you're subscribed for that. The next test that I wanted to do with the Moto Tag was a range test. So it's kind of difficult to do a range test because so much of the performance of a Find My Device tracker is based on the network. And with all the radio interference you're going to have in a high congestion area like Hanoi, Vietnam, where I'm currently living, it's going to be kind of hit and miss, and your results may vary. But with all of that out of the way, I gave my wife all of the trackers that I currently possessed, and I had her go on top of the bridge to the Sky Train here that we have in Hanoi, Vietnam, and I just kept on walking, and I referred back to my device to see how close or how far the tags were and which tags dropped out first. Now, in my testing, the Moto Tag was average. Like, some of the tags would show up if I took another couple of steps closer to her. Some of them would disappear, and it was just overall pretty like spotty. But I would say that the advertised Bluetooth range of about 30 meters is probably accurate for all of them. And depending upon line of sight and other radio interference you're going to have, all of the tags that I have reviewed are going to offer pretty similar results. And if you haven't been keeping up with all of the Find My Device trackers that I've been testing here on this channel, I've been testing tags from Mealy, Chipolo, Pebblebee, and now Motorola. Now, we can't really talk about a Find My Device tracker and its performance without talking about the software that comes with it. And unfortunately, the Motorola Tag software user experience didn't actually seem to offer any more features than just using the built-in Find My Device tracker or the Find Hub from Google. It's not like Chipolo or other brands where you're going to have added functionality in an app, which would kind of make sense that why you should keep using the app. So in regards to any added extra functionality from the Motorola app specifically, I did not have any. Talking about the way it interfaced with the Google Find Hub, I was expecting to have performance somewhat similar to my experience using the Samsung Galaxy tags a couple years ago. Unfortunately, it wasn't that good. Even though it had ultra wideband, I would sometimes get the prompt inside of Find Hub on my Pixel or my S24 Ultra to hold my device up, and it would point me in the correct direction. I could only get that to work once, and that was after I restarted the Find Hub and specifically went to the Moto Tag. In fact, even getting it to work the first time proved to be pretty challenging. So it seems like there's still a bunch of bugs in regards to how Google's Find Hub recognizes. With that, I have still now lost 3 different Android device trackers. And if you want to hear the story about losing 3 Android device trackers and them not being very trackable, I'm going to go ahead and have that video up for you guys right here on the screen. And until next time, it's been Mitchell. I really appreciate the support, and I'm really bummed about losing the Moto Tag. But at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like it offered any more functionality than anything else.